Good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors, on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, and on Twitter as well. So my name must be Mike Avery, and indeed it is, and I'm glad to have you along with us. Wednesday Night Live is something we've been doing for quite a while now on a Wednesday night as a way of having some direct interaction as opposed to the radio show and the podcast. It's kind of a one-way communication with Wednesday Night Live here on social media. It gives me a chance to talk with folks like right here, like Lori Card Stroik, Wild Card Outdoor Adventures. How are you, my friend? Tim Benz. Tim, good evening. How are you? Hello, Randy. Nice to have you along with us. Ruben checking in from Colorado. How are things in Colorado? Jim Goss, Jason Gasta, Nate, Ross. My day was wonderful. How was yours? And congrats again on the new position. Hello, Julie. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Eaton Rapids. How are things in Eaton Rapids this evening, Ed? It ended up being a very, very nice day, didn't it? Hello, Richard. How are you? Started out as kind of a gloomy, rainy day in my part of the world here. Hello, Scott. How are you? I need to get out and shoot one of your turkeys, or at least try. It's finally calm out. I know. We have had so much wind. Hello, Johnny. How are you? I miss being up there with you, Johnny. Johnny, of course, was my bear guide. Captain Mike, David says, and I appreciate that. Good evening, Michael. How are you? Getting things figured out, hey, Ross? Hello, Mona. How are you? No wind. I know. Isn't it nice? We've had so much wind. Hello, George. How are you? Where's George? There he is. George was on the show with me last week. Big guy, Cameron, how are you? And Johnny as well. Please, info about your sticker, please post. Well, I put a post over on my Facebook page of a crumpled up, oh, my daughter is texting me, but I don't want to do it. Crumpled up logo on the garage floor because I took the logos off my truck. Eastern UP checking in. Somebody says, does that mean because you're getting ready to retire? No, that's not going to happen. There's no retirement in my future. Now, I realize my plans are not God's plans, but my plans are not to retire, ever. Took the last barrel out of the woods. Here's interesting. Took the last barrel out of the woods, had that been hit for a week and a half, meaning your bears have all gone good night, eh, Johnny? George, how are you? Outdoor brother, how goes it? Yeah, I'm giving it all up, Tim. I've had enough. I'm giving it all up. I'm done with all this stuff. No, actually, what's happening is I got, good evening, Captain. How are you? I got an email, and I actually got something in the mail from my local Garber Chevy dealer, and they said, hey, we need good used trucks, and we can probably get you in a new truck, an upgraded truck, for less money. Well, I'm maybe not a genius, but I'm no dummy either. And if you're telling me you're going to get me out of my lease a year early, put me in a better truck and save me some money. So that's what I'm doing. And tomorrow I'm picking up my new Silverado. Bad luck out deer hunting yesterday. Was walking out from hunting, started to feel, I have a stroke. Oh my gosh, Mike. The fact that you're talking right now. Yes, I'm getting myself a new electric Hummer. Those things do look pretty sweet though, don't they? I am fascinated by these new electric vehicles. But right now they don't have the range that I need. When they get to where they can go, some distance, I would be very interested in those. Anyway, my friends, how are you? Nice to have you along with us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. By the way, before I forget, if you got a message from me on Facebook saying that I was doing a friend request for you, or I was asking you to join a contest and asking for some personal information, it wasn't me. I don't do that. Last weekend, again, the dealers are hurting for inventory. Absolutely, Mike. The dealers are hurting for inventory. And they looked at my truck and they said, there's one we can get. This is the second time somebody has started a fake Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page. I'm not quite sure why they do it. Well, I do know why they do it. They do it because they want to scam you. I don't ask for friend requests, and I'm not going to ask for your personal info. So I apologize for that inconvenience, but it was not me. Life in the world of social media, right? Coming up tonight here in a few minutes, we're going to give away some, I almost said Speedy Blaze, some freaking pickles tonight. We're going to give the folks from Speedy Blaze a break. We're going to start ham for the holidays here in a few weeks, but tonight we're going to give away some freaking pickles. Pennsylvania recently made deer urine attractions illegal to use. Yes, that's the same way in Michigan. It must be good to be me, Mike. Somebody wants to find out what it's like. It is good to be me. But you know what, Bernie? It's good to be you, too. It's good to be everybody. 6'3". Come on, Johnny, I'm taller than that. I'm shrinking now. What a great time of year this is. I mean, deer season, waterfowl season, pheasant season, small game season, coyote season, some great fall fishing. And I'm hoping you have a chance to get out there. South Carolina did it last year. Oh, by the way, the post that I put here on the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page, if you're watching on Twitter or YouTube, you didn't see this. I put a post on the page, somebody saying that they think that the Michigan DNR's goal is to eliminate the Michigan deer herd. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. Why would the DNR want to eliminate our deer herd? Our deer herd is how they make their money. Our deer herd is how they get paid their salary. What possible reason could there be for the Michigan DNR to want to eliminate our deer herd? I mean, think about that for a minute. I know that it's cool to hate the DNR, right? I know that in some circles, your buddies hate the DNR, so you have to hate the DNR too, and you have to hate everything the DNR does to be cool. Why would the DNR want to get rid of the Michigan deer herd when that's how they make their money and that's how they get paid? One of the big reasons how they get paid. Why? For what reason? Now you're going to come back and say, well, the insurance agencies are lobbying them. Show me proof that the DNR is making money from the insurance agencies. I don't think you can. Hey, Tom, how are you? I don't think you can. You got a deal, Johnny. Johnny says, bear or deer? You'll have me up there next year. I'll be there. Probably not bear, because I probably won't get a tag again next year, but I'll come back and do some deer hunting. I would love that. Interesting from Captain Todd. Sturgeon fishing is on fire right now in the St. Clair River. Excellent. Good to know, Captain. So I find, and I knew when I posted that I was going to get a lot of attention, and it did, because right now, if you want to, listen, if you want to create some controversy or get some attention here in Michigan right now, what are the three things you talk about? Politics, which we're not going to do, except for, I'm not even going to say it. So we're not going to talk politics, talk religion, and we're not going to talk that tonight, or deer management, because everybody's an expert. Everybody who is a non-biologist has a better idea how to manage our deer herd than the experts do. The DNR is getting rid of anything that makes them money is hogwash. I agree, because right now the DNR is hurting for money. The state's coffers, because of COVID, are getting pretty tight. Now, it is true that we are seeing, thank God, an increase in the number of deer licenses here in Michigan this year because of COVID. Mike, you would know. Mike, tell me this. How are the insurance lobbyists affecting the DNR? What are they giving the DNR that is making them take action? It's their cash cow, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to talk politics. I'm not going to talk it. There's a lot of places you can go and hear politics, and you didn't come here to hear politics. I did see an interesting post the other day, and I think it was Paul Phillips posted. He said, nobody cares what your politics are except for you. So why would you try to spend your time to change somebody else's mind? You don't care what I think with politics. I don't care what you think with politics. We'll just go and we'll vote. We'll do our civic duty and we'll move on. So anyway, I find it interesting. Sherry, are you here, by the way? Sherry Harpham. Has anybody seen? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron St. Louis, Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters from White River, Ontario, Canada. How are you? Hey, Ron, I saw some pictures. You guys got some snow up there the other day, didn't you? It's now officially winter in White River, is it? Good evening, Brent. How are you? I had an interesting conversation. You know how I've been pushing to try to eliminate the restrictions on the number of rods that Great Lakes trolling anglers can use? That I might have found some people to work with me on that. More on that later. Lori says there have been so many people hunting that butchers aren't doing any pigs or cows in November. So anyway, yes, we have seen some an increase in the number of hunters out there because of COVID. So that's one good thing right there, right? Because you don't have to wear a mask in the woods. You don't have to worry about social distancing. You can just get out there and hunt, enjoy God's creation, Mother Nature, and have fun. Josh says more license sales adds up to the money short term. More hunters overall is better for us long term. Wish pheasants would come back. Haven't seen a wild pheasant in 20 years. Well, they're out there, Dennis, not to the extent that they were before. How do bear hunters like the snow? I imagine they don't. So yes, the numbers have gone up a little bit. So the DNR is working with a few more license sales this year, but when they made those regulations, keep in mind the license sales weren't up yet. You don't hunt the right areas then. We shoot 10 to 15 a year on public lands. What are we talking about, Josh? Remind me. Steve says he sees 10 times more people on state land this year than he usually does. Well, that's a double-edged sword, right? We want more people in the woods, but you don't want them in your neck of the woods where you're hunting. And I don't necessarily mean you, Steve, but you know what I'm talking about. Sherry, are you here? Sherry Harpham. Sherry Harpham of Freaking Pickles. I want to give away some Freaking Pickles tonight. Well, Paul, thank you for your comments. I appreciate that. Standish checking in. How are things in Standish, Cliff? I can't answer that text right now. I'm sorry, Adam. Oh, okay. Josh, I got you, Josh. Josh says he was replying to the fellow who hasn't seen a pheasant in 20 years. Got you, Josh. There are birds out there, not like there were before. 6 bears on camera in Wexford County still out. Paul Jenkins, who's usually with us, has bears on his property near Lupton right on through the firearm season into December. But I do think we're seeing signs that the bears in the Upe are starting to go night-night. Sherry, I hope you didn't forget me tonight. Hey, Lori, if Sherry doesn't join us, you're going to play the role of Sherry tonight, okay? Can I tell you who's on the show this week, the Outdoor Magazine radio show? Drew Youngdyke kicks it off. Drew talks about, Johnny, don't make your comments yet. Save them, Johnny. Save them, Johnny. Drew Youngdyke is with me to talk about I almost called it a film. It's not. Ed Bolanowski. Ed, we're letting you off the hook tonight. Ed Bolanowski of Speedy Blaze. Ed and Sherm Hubbard of Speedy Blaze have been very generous with us in the past, but we're not gonna tap that well tonight. Drew Youngdyke talking about a video they made. And I'm going to go off topic here. People talk about filming their hunts. My question to you is, well, what are you using? Is it 8 millimeter? Is it Super 8? Is it 16 millimeter? What kind of film are you using? That comes from an old media guy. You're not using film. We can't even say tape anymore. I used to say, I'm going to tape my hunts. I'm going to, can you say video? Yeah. Record? Yeah. But you can't say film. Ray Burbay checking in. How are you this evening? Drew Youngdyke's with us to talk about a movie they made about Asian carp. Then Matt Taggett, you guys have asked me to have this company on the air. Rec Broadheads, a Michigan-based company, VHS. Matt Taggett of Rec Broadheads joins me. This is an interesting story. That they started Rec Broadheads in February. and COVID hit what, March? So they had the odds stacked against them. They weren't able to do any of their trade shows, their outdoor shows, their hunting shows, yet they're still doing very well. It appears they have a pretty good design on that broadhead. If you like mechanicals, check them out. R-E-K, recbroadheads.com. In hour number 2, I'm talking with Captain John Littlefield of littlefieldsportfishing.com. We're also talking about how to get your captain's license, glctraining.com, Great Lakes Charter Training. Ian Fitzgerald from MUCC is up next. I've had a lot of people ask me how they should vote on proposal 1 that's coming up on here in the ballot in Michigan. I'm not going to tell anybody how to vote. I will tell you that I'm voting yes on it. And in fact, that's what Ian suggests. He recommends that people vote yes on proposal 1. Look up the details on that if you're interested. But that's what MUCC is saying. In our number, we wrap up hour number 2 this week. This week's Ask Avery segment. I still don't see Sherry on here. I think she forgot us. I'm going to text her. Give me just a second here while I text Sherry. New. Sherry. Are you on Wednesday Night Live? She's going to come back and say, oh, I forgot. This week's Ask Avery is not as hard-hitting as some of them have been in the past, meaning we're not talking about conservation, wildlife issues, legal issues. We're talking about outdoor communication, how to get into the business, how it's easier than ever, how you don't need a TV show, you don't need a radio show anymore. All you need is your iPhone. You can do a blog. You can do YouTube videos. You can do a podcast. It's easy these days, very easy. And in hour number 3, a very knowledgeable and interesting, a great guy, Greg Abbas of A-Way Outdoors, talks about hunting the rut. He talks about calling deer. He talks about talking to deer. He talks about using scents. He talks about using mock scrapes, licking branches. And then we also talk about his invention consulting company, where he is, here she comes, where he helps people get started in the outdoor industry. Ted's logging in now. All right. So Ted's going to do it tonight. So when we see Ted Harpham of Dart and Archery on here, we know we can give away our freaking pickles tonight. Mid-Michigan College, this is interesting. Mid-Michigan College has a new outdoor program. What does it involve, Brad? Here we go. Hey, Ted, how are you? Ted Harpham of Dart and Archery, dartandarchery.com. Also married to Sherry Harpham, Sherry of Freaking Pickles fame. In 2 minutes, don't start right now, but as long as Ted's along here with us, in a couple of minutes, we're going to start the Freaking Pickles giveaway. Freaking Pickles. Oh, he did. I didn't know that, Ross. Greg is a great guy. Here's Freaking Pickles. Let me share my screen. Tab. There we go. Share. That's Freaking Pickles right there. Freakingpickles.com. Freakingpickles.com. They just opened a retail store. Sorry for this. They just opened a retail store. Escanaba into Moonlight right there. And you can get them at stores all over the place. They're really doing well. And they're starting to ship again now, too, by the way. They weren't shipping during the summertime. They're shipping again now. I love the A-Way calls, the Bow Grunner, the Bow Grunner Plus, which, by the way, they don't own anymore. A company called Boss Man Outdoors bought them. Help me out, folks. Where can I buy one of the old Bow Grunner Pluses from Boss Man? I looked them up online. I could find them. You can buy them from the company, but is there anywhere I can buy them local? Hey, Johnny, how are you? All right. Make your comments right now. Do you want to win some Freaking Pickles from Freaking Pickles? Freakingpickles.com. Could I put up the link for the Real Men Wear Pink donation? Not right now, Scott. If you go to Real Men Wear Pink Mid-Michigan, you can find it. But I can't find it right now, but I appreciate you asking about it. Of course, October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Make your comments right now. Why you should win some Freaking Pickles. If you have won something in the last couple of weeks, please stand aside. Bear Whisperer talks about Freaking Pickles. I didn't know that. If you have won in the last couple of weeks, please step aside and let somebody else win. If you would like to win, Boss Line is only online. Okay, thank you, Ross. I appreciate that. Okay, make your comments now. You've got 2 minutes. Why do you want to win some freaking pickles? Make your comments cute, make them clever, make them stand out so Ted Harpham can jump on and say, yes, you're the winner this week. Doing an Escanaba weekend. Be back Sunday. Here's a good one. Don't be fickle. I want freaking pickles. Dave Mull. How are you, my friend? Dave Mull, a very well-known and respected outdoor communicator here, and the guy who knows more about yak fishing than anybody I know. I'm not freaking pickles yet, but here they are phenomenal. You've not had them yet. Don says he's not pregnant, but he'd like some freaking pickles. They would be great to have around deer camp. You've got 1 minute. 1 minute on why you want to win some freaking pickles. Freakingpickles.com. I'll show you again. I'll show you the website again. Boom, share. Up, boom, share. That's them right there. Freakingpickles.com. And don't you love this StreamYard thing that I'm doing here? Not going to ever win freaking pickles. Well, you won't with a comment like that. 30 seconds on your freaking pickles. I love pickles. Pickles are life. They are delightful. That's a pretty good one, too. 20 seconds on the freaking pickles. And you know what's coming up, don't you? In fact, I better take a drink here. Freakingpickles.com. They are excellent. They have a new retail store in Au Gres, and they're now shipping. 10, 9, 8, 7. Get your comments in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know that was kind of weak, wasn't it? Contest is over. You were hoping for so much more. I know you were. That's all I had tonight. That's all I got. That's all I got. It's all in your hands now, Ted Harpham. Ted Harpham of Freaking Pickles and Dart and Archery. Hey, Ted, let me ask you too, and I realize you can't answer this here right now, but Dart and Archery, like most outdoor related companies right now, benefiting from COVID, right? Because people are getting back in tune with the outdoors. And how cool is that? I know it was weak, Dave. I know. It wasn't up to my usual Wednesday night standards, and I have to apologize for that. I love Freaking Pickles. Mike says, I do. They're excellent. I love dill pickles, and the folks at Freaking Pickles. For one thing, I love the folks at Freaking Pickles. Sherry and Ted, I've known those guys forever, and they've come up with a great, great product. So yeah, if I can endorse them, if I can buy them, if I can eat them, here we go. Joe Arsenault is the winner. Joe Arsenault or Arsenault is the winner. Congrats, Joe. Yay. Joe is the winner. Congrats. So what we need, Joe, is if you would private message me, or Ted's right here too, private message Ted, but private message one of us, your shipping address, and they will get, I think, a couple of the not vats, but a couple of the containers of Freaking Pickles out to you, Joe. So congrats on that. And thank you, Ted. And thank you, Sherry, for, there's Joe. Thanks, everyone. Well, congrats, Joe. All right, so listen, Ted, thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Big decals for your tree, like 3x5. Well, Ted, thank you. Thank you and Sherry and everybody at Freaking Pickles. Freakingpickles.com. Check out the retail store in Au Gres, Michigan. You can find them online. You can order online, and they're now shipping product. All right, next week, we'll give away something more. Maybe some Freaking Pickles. Maybe we'll go back to Speedy Blaze. And starting in November, we're going to start giving away Michigan brand hams as part of our ham for the holidays. And we'll do that right on through the holidays. And Nick Grillo of Michigan brand is often with us, but hopefully he's dragging a deer out of the woods right now. What else? I recorded an Angler Quest podcast today. And I was talking with a guy in Virginia, a cat fisherman. They catch fish over 100 pounds. His biggest fish was over 140 pounds. Can you imagine that? 140-pound catfish? I have not edited or uploaded that yet, but that's coming here very soon. What else is on my list? I wanted to talk about deer hunting here in Michigan. Hunt your hunt. Can we talk about this for a minute? Okay, John has a great question. It's nice that you're giving away, but where can you buy them? Freakin' Pickles sounds so good. They are good. Go to the website, freakinpickles.com. There's a list of the retail stores there. In my neck of the woods here, there are several. They're gaining retailers on a weekly business. People are hearing the hype. They're hearing the buzz about Freakin' Pickles. The retailers want them in their stores because people are coming in and ask them. So, John, if you go to I'll show you one more time. Share screen, Chrome tab, Freakin' Pickles. If you go to this website right here, freakinpickles.com. That's freakinpickles.com. And I think shop. Okay, retail locations. There's a list of their retail. Oh, look at this. Okay, retail locations. And then you can also, if you want, you can buy them right online. Here you go. Bread and butter, thick and sweet, double dill, extra hot garlic, old-fashioned dill, my personal favorite. And you can buy them there. So that's what you do. Pager went off. All right, Johnny, go protect people. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Yes, Sam from Jay's Sporting Goods, jsportinggoods.com. I have not talked to Bill Piles recently about this. We're talking about an outdoor magazine hunt in Ohio the fall of next year with my friend Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. And Bill is too busy running hunters right now to work on the details. So, Sam, no more details. Just know that Bill says it is going to happen. And we need about 12 guys to fill it. And we're going to have no problem filling that. But if you want, Sam, I'll add you to the list. Bernie says, what is my new boat going to be? Well, to bring you up to speed, Scott Hand bought my old Angler Quest, an 826 Pro Troll Deluxe. It has a 225 horse Merc on it. And I feel very good knowing that the boat is going to a good family. I know he'll take care of her. No, my boat for next year has not been made yet. I'm hoping that it'll be an 826 Pro Troll Deluxe with at least a 225, and maybe bigger. And actually, I have somebody who wants to buy that boat already, and it hasn't even been made yet. But it'll certainly be an Angler Quest. I can promise you that. No Freakin' Pickles in the upper. I think that's true, but you can buy them online. What's in the Yeti? The overpriced Yeti, but I got it as a gift from my daughter, so I love it. I can tell you what's going to be in it in a little bit. I'm going to put a little maker's mark in here. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go out in the garage, and I'm going to finish taking the graphics off from my Garber Silverado. Because tomorrow, I'm going to go pick up a new truck. A 2021 tricked out, decked out Silverado. It's the electronics package in it is crazy. It's like you're flying a space shuttle. I had one more year on my lease of my 2019. The folks at Garber got in touch with me and said, we need good used trucks. Would you consider upgrading early? I said, give me some details. They said, we can put you in a nicer truck for less money. Well, geez, let me think about that for a few minutes. I'm going to run out of miles on my lease. You can put me in an upgraded truck for less money. Yeah, okay, I think I'll do it. Yes, they can ship them. You're absolutely right. Stu says, don't get off track, Avery. Come back to hunt your hunt. Hunt your hunt. Any animal you harvest and happy with as a hunter, I'm happy for you. No shaming ever. Never step on someone's dream. Yes. No, I'm getting the big 6.2. I'm getting the big gas motor. And yes, I've already talked to the folks at Suspension Max. I'm putting a 2.5-inch lift on the front end and an 1.5 inches on the back. And this truck has 20-inch tires. And I'll take it over to Mike's Tires in Cawcolin, and I will get the biggest tires that they can put on that truck. Ross, they took good care of me. Hello, Jim. How are things in Tennessee? Actually, Ross, we did. We got the high mileage. But believe me, it all worked out. No, not a diesel. I'm not a diesel guy. Mike says those will be 33 1250s. 33s. That sounds about right. And I trust that you know what you're talking about, Mike. I had a Dodge once I was able to put 35s on. That thing looked pretty cool. Big man, big tires. Randy, I got a text from Randy earlier. He said, I've got a VHS tape of some old, they must have been News 5 Outdoors or what, fishing stories. My question is, Randy, how did you get that? And I was thinking you and I just connected here recently. Have we known each other for a while and I just forgot about it? And how did you get that tape? And no, I don't need it back because I don't even think I have a VHS player, although there's probably one back here somewhere. Ross says I can go bigger. How big can I go, Ross? The 6.2 V8. Well, when I drove the truck yesterday, I was pretty impressed. Somebody told me the 6.2 is the same engine that's in the Corvette. Is that true, Ross? And how big can I go? It's warm. 80. Where was it 80? Oh, in Tennessee today. Yeah. It wasn't 80 here. You got 44s on your 76 350. Hey, good evening, Harry. How are you, my friend? Go with a 3-inch leveling kit, 34-inch tires. Whatever the guys at Suspension Max put on there, I trust them. They are the experts. Not that you're not, Ross. Oh, before I forget, I don't want to forget about it. It is. Ross says it is. It's the same engine. It's in the Corvette. Good thing I got those new knees so I can get out of that new lifted truck. Actually, it only takes the truck up to the level of the Trail Boss. So it's a little higher than stock, that's for sure. It is the same as the vet, Paul says, because he's got the same motor, I think, the same engine. Don't you? If you got a big diesel in your truck. I don't want to forget about this. You know the Primal Tree Stands Wraith 270 see-through ground blinds that I talk so much about because I'm a big fan of them. They had stopped the promotion where you could get it for $200. Well, guess what? It's back. You can now get it for $200 again, and they tell me there are no plans to stop the promotion, at least not through the first of the year. How do you get one for $200? Think of the Primos Double Bull 270 at a little more than half the cost. That's what we're looking at. Thinking the same about my knees. My knees are great, especially since losing weight. I mean, even when I was bigger, getting new knees felt great. Now they feel absolutely great. Yours has a 3-inch. Okay. You the diesel, the Denali. You got the diesel. Okay. You fished on my Islander? Randy. I apologize. I am so sorry. Off air, tell me the story. And you got to realize I'm getting old. Okay. So the memory isn't, all right, Stu, good night to you. My memory isn't quite what it used to be. You fished on my Islander. I can't wait to hear that story. Yeah, I know. LOL. The blind promotion is back. Go to outdoorpregame.com. That's outdoorpregame.com. Click on the link that says Wraith 270. Yours will be here in a few days. Excellent. Outdoorpregame.com. Use the promo code Mike20. Mike20, and you can get one of those blinds for $200. Ross ordered 2 more of them. He absolutely loves them. They're great to hunt out of, and they are. Outdoorpregame.com. Use the promo code Mike20. You can get one of the Wraith 270 see-through blinds for $200. That's a pretty good deal. If you can just keep the bears from eating them up, and that shouldn't be a problem now this time of year. You're getting a new AT6 minus for sale. AT. I don't. Forgive me, Paul. I don't know what AT4. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Help me out here. I'm ignorant to that, and there's a lot of things I'm ignorant to, and I I'd like to think I admit to most of them. AT4 6.6 HD. Is that a new truck? That's $200 shipped. There was a little bit of there's tax though. That right, there's tax on it. Yeah. You just need a quieter chair. Dave, you bring up an interesting point. Somebody asked me about this the other day. They said, "What is my go-to?" It's a GMC. Well, that's why I don't know. Okay, what is my go-to blind or chair? And I don't have one. I go through a new hunting chair. Ask Ross. I go through a new hunting chair about one a season. And what I do is I get the strongest chair I can find and the quietest folding chair that I can find because you love, yes, I thought that was very interesting. Okay, there we go. I don't worry about a chair that swivels, but it's got to be quiet. And I find that after you sit in these chairs for a season on uneven ground, they're going to start to squeak a little bit. So I can only get a season if I'm lucky out of them. After that season, they're retired to the patio or the campground or wherever because I'm not going to use them hunting because they make too much noise. The version of the off-road diesel. Gotcha. Hillsdale checking in. How are things in Hillsdale this evening? Harry likes the blackout chair with the armrest. I need armrest, Harry, you're right. All of my chairs, I try to make them as comfortable as I can because I'm going to be sitting in them for hours. They have to have an armrest. I don't know how these people go out and sit on a stool with no back. I can't do it. I can't do it for 20 minutes, let alone 4, 5, 6 hours. So I have yet to find the perfect hunting chair. So what am I missing here, folks? What chair should I be looking at to hunt out of in my blinds that hopefully I can get more than a season out of? They got to be quiet. I don't want them to swivel. I don't want them to rotate. Sam says Millennium makes a great chair. And the legs are adjustable. Sam would know. Sam works at Jay's Sporting Goods. Millennium. I will take a look at that, Sam. Thank you very much. I have bought chairs from Jay's before too, but I didn't buy the Millennium. In fact, the first chair I bought from Jay's, I doubt Millennium even had them out. A Lazy Boy Camel. A 5-gallon bucket. Tim, you're a better man than me. And Chad, the same thing. I cannot sit on a 5-gallon bucket. Dave says, I need a high load capacity. Well, here's a good idea. Josh says, just keep the Angler Quest longer and sit in the seat walleye fishing. The seats on the Angler Quest are very comfortable, no doubt about that. Actually, I'm glad to have that Angler Quest gone, not because it wasn't a good boat, but Scott Hand and his family are going to enjoy that boat tremendously. And then I'll have a chance to get into a new one next year. A hard plastic deck chair. Craig, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. And the problem is, and this is kind of embarrassing, and it happened when I was bigger. I haven't had it happen recently. I have sat in those plastic deck chairs in the summertime when the sun was beating down on them and they got soft and they folded on me. That was pretty embarrassing. A bucket with a swivel seat. I can't do it, Brent. I can't sit on a bucket. Certainly not for the number of hours that I need to be out there. How are things in Granville? I'm glad you're home from work. Any luck on a big one? If you're asking me, no. Nope. I haven't seen a deer yet. Hunting a new piece of property that we're just starting to get a handle on. Everybody else that has hunted the property has seen deer except for me. So what does that tell you? It must be me, right? Ross said he liked the seats on my old boat, even fell asleep in your old boat. I think we've all who's been on that boat fell asleep in my old boat. Did they fold on you though, Craig? A fiberglass old school chair. I like the one that Sam suggested, the Millennium. I'm going to check that out. I'm good for now. I've got chairs in all my blinds right now. 2 does out of range. And you know how much I'd love to shoot a doe with that recurve, a big old swamp donkey as I got People thought that was a funny term. You've heard that term before, right? I didn't come up with that. I used it on the air last week, and RJ Meyer of the Trophy Room, who was listening to the show online from down south, he said he almost spit his coffee out. A swamp donkey. Think about it. A big old doe with a big old nose. She looks kind of like a donkey. Still smoke your cigs. Sig sour? That kind of cig, yes. Nice armrest, too. They do have a nice armrest. You know, Mike, hopefully, maybe I will, maybe I won't. A swamp donkey was a Primos term. Uncle Ted used a swamp donkey. I mean, I knew I didn't come up with it. Actually, I'll tell you what. When RJ said, I've never heard that before, but it sounds like a Ted Nugent term, I said, I'm probably not going to use it again then. Just because I don't want to be accused of stealing Ted's material. All right, my friends, we talked about the rundown for the show. We gave away some freaking pickles. I let you know that the promotion is back on for the Wraith 270 see-through blinds. And now I have to finish my job. Like I said, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to finish pulling the graphics off my truck and get ready to go over and see my friends at Garber Chevy. The Amish make a real nice hickory or oak chair and have it customized with pockets for my gear. Scott, that sounds very comfortable, but how light is it? I need to be able to carry it in sometimes a long ways. Did I like the MUCC show last week, All Bears? I didn't see it. What's the MUCC show? If you mean Michigan Out of Doors, that's not an MUCC show anymore. But I don't know if that's what you mean, Craig. I love the Michigan Out of Doors show. I rarely see it, but whenever I see it, I love it. All right, my friends. I'll post them. Yeah. I'll post some pictures coming right off the showroom, right off the lot. And then I'll post some pictures when I get the lift on it, and some pictures when I get the graphics, and some pictures when I get the bigger tires. But it's got 20-inch tires on it right now, so it doesn't look too bad. It will get new graphics. It's fun to see a truck in random spots, like Menards about a month ago. Yeah. We should have a contest. Instead of where's Waldo, where's Avery? Let me think about this for a minute. Enjoy the 6.2. I will. I wonder. Let me think about this for a minute, because there's a germ of it folds and it has wheels on it. Leave it to the Amish. There's a germ of an idea here. And it's starting to get traction. Stalker Dreams. Well, there's already fake Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page. Let me think about this. I am tomorrow. There's got to be something here where if you see me out and about, and I'd have to do it when I'm going to be out of town, so it's not just here in my local town, where if you see my truck and take a picture of it, boy, I'm asking for trouble here, aren't I, Tim? Maybe I won't do this. I'll think about it, but the more I think about it, I'm not sure if I want to do it. That opens up the whole can of worms, doesn't it? Anyway, my friends, thank you for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. If you need to get in touch with me, you can always send me an email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. That's mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. My website is mikeaveryoutdoors.com. And I appreciate you joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Have a good night, my friends.